Hey family, it's me Ty. For those who don't know me, I'm from the local Indian people from Cumberland County, New Jersey. And today we're here with Mark Gould, and we're going to interview him and find out some information on how it was when he was younger. And we want to ask a few questions in reference to food. Okay. Well, what was food like when you were young?
Good.
Well, can you go into any details? Like, was food more natural? Did you have any packaged foods? Did you eat a lot of cakes, pies, and cookies?
Yeah, I ate a lot of cakes, pies, and cookies.
Okay.
Mom made them all from scratch.
Okay, well, let's go. Tell me about...
One of the things that, let me tell you about the food. I don't answer questions well, so okay. I'll tell you straight up. On Sunday we had chicken. You got one leg, and if you wanted, I ain't gonna tell you the secret of it, but if you wanted another piece of chicken, you got the chicken leg. So me and Bill would sit there and wait to see who asked for a piece of chicken first, because we knew we was gonna get in there. Anybody walked in the house, ate, and his kids went out in the kitchen, they took our spot at the table. That's tradition. But I can say this about my life living as a child. We fed everybody. All the boys used to come 2 or 3 miles out to our house just to be there for Mom's crybabies. That's gingerbread cooking. There was always something there. We used to make cakes. We'd make 2 cakes, eat one, and then say, Mom, look at this, we made cake for you for supper. We had no idea until later on in life that Mom, she counted the eggs. She knew how many cakes we made. So, eating with us, we thought we were rich because we ate the best of everything. And when I say the best of everything is because when everybody else was having meat, we either had strawberry shortcake in the spring, we had huckleberries, they'd make huckleberry mush or blackberry mush, and put them over fresh biscuits. We had apple dumplings in the fall, and how we got the apple dumplings is we used to chase the trucks that were dumping the apples in the woods. And then we'd come home on our bicycles and tell Mom where they're at, and we'd all hop in the car and go get all the apples we could get. Make applesauce that night. We worked all night long making applesauce and candy. Mom just put up everything that she could put up. Thinking about the food itself, me individually, I grew up as a Seventh-day Adventist. Seventh-day Adventists did not season their food that way. So we used to sneak down to Aunt Bree and Uncle Dude's house just to go and get a different kind of food. But nobody could outbid me. So we'd come home just for the dessert. Now, you want to taste something good, her gingerbread cake with lemon sauce on it. You'd be mad because you never had that before like this.
All right. What was food like as a whole community? Like if you were to visit a relative or...
Well, food for the community depends on 2 things. Whether you're just going to visit, and if you're going to visit, you have to sit down and eat. Even if they're not eating, they will bring out some food and make sure you eat. You could not say no. You would infuriate everybody because that was disrespectful. So, just say that you went to visit 5 people one day on a Sunday. You ate 5 times because you couldn't say no. But it was all good. It was all excellent. And on the other side is you go to, well, we used to play as boys, but that's all we did. So wherever we played is where we ate. And the food was all good, and they made sure that you were healthy and satisfied so you could get out of the house. It's too nice in here. Get out of the house. It's too cold. You stayed outside, but you came in to eat.
How about as far as like functions and community involvement? Did everything evolve around food? Maybe parties or get-togethers or gatherings?
There wasn't nothing that happened where you didn't eat, I can tell you that. I mean, that's as simple as that. But regardless of whether it's finger food or a great big meal.
Well, did people bring food? Did they go gather food? Did they?
Well, in actuality, this is the really scary part about it, because we have covered this as our theme today. But unless we were having something very large, the people whose house you went to, they just put a big spread out. It was just like, because, see, most of the people when I was coming up, their families were large. And there's no such thing as an empty nest, because the kids came back for Sunday dinner. Any kind of special occasion, they look forward to coming back home. And I don't know if they came home to visit us or they come home to eat, you know, because girls don't cook like that anymore.
Well, what is the new tradition now with the gatherings? And, you know, I remember growing up and you guys would go clamming and crabbing, and we'd have a big, I remember a snapper turtle at one of the gatherings.
Well, I'm going to tell you about a party we had. We had a Gould party. Actually, it wasn't Gould, it was a carny party, you might as well say, because everybody was grandma's grandchildren. And we sent a delegation to go crabbing that morning early, and we sent another large delegation to go clamming. Well, when we went clamming, we got 1,500 clams and 2 bushels of crabs. Everybody brought food. Other than that, the vegetables. The whole family was there. Last time I saw Aunt Catherine and Isabel was there. And, well, all Dad's family was there. And one of the things that I can tell you is we ate 2 bushels of crabs and 1,500 clams. And some of them clams were claw hogs. And I can remember, because of the alcohol, we were still eating clams, and we were trying to chew them great big clams. You chew for an hour, and you still never get to it. So we used to have a ball, and that's all we did, because we had family get-togethers and ate.
What was dinner like at your household?
Oh, no, dinner.
At dinner time?
At dinner time, and I can honestly say, dinner time was a full big meal. Mom made bread over the weekend, and we just celebrated that bread. And see, there were no preservatives in the bread, so you can imagine it just started to dry out by Friday. But see, the one good thing that we had is there was gravy at every meal. So you had either, when it was still fresh, you had a slice of bread and you cut it. But when it was getting hard, you took that bread and you broke it up in little pieces and you put gravy over it, either beef gravy or chicken gravy. We always had some kind of gravy. Even if it wasn't nothing but tomato gravy, we ate it over top of bread. So our meals were excellent, but reasonably cost. I'm not going to say cheap, but they didn't cost hardly anything.
How about some of the traditions at dinner time, at the table? How about some of the rules?
Well, it depends on which side of the family that you're talking about. On either side of the families, you could not talk. Now, on my grandma's side, on my mom's side, you had very particular manners that you had to keep. You had your silverware on the right side, you had the glass where it belonged on the table, you had a special fork for salads, you had a special glass for different things, and I remember that. And I asked, you know, how come it was so stringent like that? And they were trying to prepare us to go out into the other world. So we at least knew. But see, on my dad's side, the main rule was you didn't talk. You just ate. You sit down, and if you asked for something, it was always, may I have? I can tell you that right now. I go through that all the time in my mind, listening to these kids today. May I? May I? May I? And it's not even can I, it's may I. So it was different rules.
Well, did you follow these traditions for your children?
I tried to. See, in my first family, I had 2 girls. They played games at the table, and I corrected them. And they would just sit there and smile at me until I smiled. And then once I smiled, they knew they could do anything they wanted. So, did I follow those rules? I did, but nobody else did.
Well, we'll talk more about that in another video.
Okay.
Well, you know, I think we learned a lot. Do you have any more stories that you would like to tell us? I remember getting pies from Aunt Margaret during the holidays. You know, was there a lot of food sharing, or you know?
Well, see, take poor people in Christmas. Poor people didn't have any gifts to give, but they wanted to give. So I knew at every house, along with my parents' house, I was going to get some cookies. And always had candy. And that was the holidays. I mean, because at Thanksgiving you stayed home. Stayed home and ate like crazy. And then you ate so much, as soon as you got your chores done, you went to bed. So I don't know how to answer that other than that. Because to us, we thought we were rich. We never went without. Well, I'll tell you an example. When I was at Main Street School, my brother got bologna and cheese sandwiches, and I got peanut butter and jelly. The teacher got upset, sent a note home, and asked for my mother to come to the school. They didn't ask me if I wanted peanut butter and jelly, but when Mom got there, she said, "Mark don't like bologna, so he likes peanut butter and jelly. That's what I give my children, what they want." So we had a ball. I mean, could you ask for any better life if you had strawberry shortcake? I mean, you could smell it 3-4 houses down. You come home, you know that biscuit was sitting there, you know there had to be a reason for it. Apple dumplings. And I could make them. We had a wonderful eating life. We burned it off. How could we do all the things we did if we didn't eat like that? Just the kids today don't. I won't blame them on the food. They don't have good food, so they don't go out and play in the yard.
In your opinion, do you think life would be better if we would bring back some of the food traditions?
Well, I know it would be, but you have to think about it. Most of the homes had a stay-at-home mom. My mother did all this and worked. And throughout her life, she either worked outside or she came home and she ran Dad's business. And she still cooked. That's why Bill and Mark can still cook. Because our job was to contribute. So after we got our laundry done, our friends came over and if there wasn't no food in the house, we made food.
What a lesson. You know, that's going to be all for now. But, you know, I think we're all going to learn from it and we're going to keep cooking. And, you know, we'll see you later for now.
Are you sure we're going to keep cooking?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.